Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Learn This Deck with the Dreaming with Tarot. And the card we're going to look at today is the Five of Wands. Now, normally, this card is all about conflict, and the way they've shown conflict in this card is something really worth getting into. Just have a look at the image of the card for like a second or two. All right, I mean, what's the story here, right? It's something you really want to get into and find out what's going on in the environment. Well, background is a wallpaper, so maybe it's like inside of a room or something, but that's all. The fun or the action really is going on in the foreground. And instead of just one person, now we have five young boys. They look like schoolboys, and it looks like they're all gathered together. Each of them probably got their own wand and came there. uh, Three of them are wearing these checkered party hats or something, and it looks like they're ganging up on this one guy with the red vest. And it doesn't look very pretty here. It's like this card. When you look at it, the first thing that came to my mind was they're bullying him. They are ganging up on him. What's going on over here, right? So this card is, yes, traditionally it is about conflict, um, but it's not like an argumentative conflict. I think that would be more in the swords arena. But here, traditionally anyhow, the conflict would be about ideas, about passion, about energy, and everybody sort of trying to work together as a group or as a team. Now, over here, the way the conflict has been depicted is more in the shape of everybody else ganging up on one guy or bullying that one guy. So it's not a pretty picture for sure. The symbolism here, again, I believe it's all in the wands, the way the wands have been placed. This the guy with the red vest, his wand is kind of, subdued. It's under his hands. The rest of them are holding their wands or pointing their wands at him. So it's kind of like very, aggressively sort of ganging up on him. That's the word, or that's the word that's popping up in my head, bullying and ganging up. So what does the LWB have to say? It's got a bunch of meanings which are pretty much similar to the traditional Five of Wands meanings. So here are actually the two bits, like one in upright and one in reverse, that sort of stood out for me. In upright, uh, one of the keywords or key phrases rather was provoking conflicts as a way of solving a problem. Now that seems interesting and worth sort of getting into. How does one provoke conflicts to ultimately resolve a problem? That is something worth thinking about. And reversed, the key phrase was turning away. So that is again, this some made you think kind of kind of keyword there. So what were my specific keywords? Well, who would have guessed? Bullying, then forcing someone to agree with or accept your idea over others, and ganging up on someone. So I mean, after listening to me describe the card image, obviously you would have get you. I mean, it was anybody's guess that I would come up with these keywords. And in the reverse, what happens now is that the picture does change a little bit, right? Now, the ganging up might ease up a little bit. The bullying might ease up a little bit, or maybe the guy becomes a little bit more stronger. So, reverse, it means not giving in to the bullying or unable to force someone into doing something, or the ganging up does not work. So, Five of Wands reversed, I would say, is a acceptable or more desirable sort of way, card position for any person in a reading, I would say, compared to the previous upright position. But if you look at the whole provoking conflicts as a way of solving a problem, so maybe someone who is not necessarily confrontational, maybe if you come across such a person who does nasty things or says nasty things but doesn't necessarily um, confront you with what his problems are, then maybe that kind of provoking conflicts could come in handy. Or maybe it's something like an intervention. I don't know, you could interpret this image in multiple ways. Oops, I'm gonna have to pause. Hang on. So you could interpret this image in multiple ways depending on the context and depending completely intuitively upon what you feel when you see this image like that. Now, what was my card story? When I tried to get into it, I found myself in the head of the guy who was getting bullied, the guy with the red vest. And here's what what words came out. All of them think that they can scare me by tricking me like this, but I know that their tricks won't work. Not again, not anymore. I got tricked by them once and now I'm suffering because of it. There won't be another time. Yes, I'm scared right now, but only until I figure out how to walk out of here. Then they're gonna get it. Right? So, this guy who looks really troubled, the red vest guy, I mean, right now he feels that okay, he was tricked into coming there and now these guys are ganging up on him, but he's scared because he's by himself. And but he's like, I'm not going to fall for their tricks again, and the moment I figure out how to get out of here, these guys are going to have it. So he's a fire person as well, right? So he's gonna figure out how to, he's gonna have that little bit of temper, I guess. So he's gonna figure out how to get back at them. So that was the feeling I got. So that was interesting, getting into this guy's head. Hmm? So, what was your story? What was your, what were your keywords? What was your journal entry like? Go ahead and share it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Use the hashtag LearnThisDeck and hashtag 501s, hashtag DreamingWayTarot, so that way we have a reference point. In fact, this sort of thing can form a sort of, learning point, or, like some kind of a, I don't know, like in your Twitter feed or Instagram feed, there may be 1,001 things, but with this hashtag, you've got a streamlined sort of playlist-ish feel to what it is that you're learning, which deck it is that you're learning, right? Share this on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, so we can find each other with the help of these hashtags, and we can share our knowledge with each other and really get into learning this deck. Okay, I will see you again tomorrow with the next card, which is Six of Wands. Until then, stay good, be good, and learn this deck. Bye now.